I'm going to not look at chat for a second. I'll probably glance over every few seconds, or every few minutes, but... Okay. So, we're supposed to understand in the Dark Souls universe that painted worlds, they're just a thing we're supposed to accept, but painted worlds are just as real as the real world. They're so real that real people and souls can enter into them. Painted worlds seem to be made with either souls or blood, right? Now, maybe the blood is connected to souls. Either way, it's connected to... it's connected to souls. It's souls, right? No. It's blood. It's painted with blood. We are supposed to... Oh, shit. It's painted with blood. Painted worlds are painted with blood. Souls can enter into them. The blood is the reason it eventually corrupts. It's not paint. It's the blood that corrupts it. You need both, because souls enter into it. Souls can enter into it. The base is blood, though, right? Souls and blood. Let's go with that. So you have the original painted world in Dark Souls 1. There's a whole bunch of connection to Velka. The reason there's connection to Velka is because it's made with the souls of men. Souls of blood. It's made with the souls of men. You see a whole bunch of Velka stuff in them. We also saw Velka stuff in this place. There's a connection to humanity. Now, in the painted world, the same rules seem to apply. You have fire, and fire is somehow needed, right? Why is fire needed? Why is fire needed? Okay. No. Fire is needed to stave off corruption. That's what it is. So fire is needed to stave off corruption, and so you have this painted world, the painted world of Ariandel, right? Are we supposed to avoid DLC 2 spoiler? I mean, you can mention stuff that'll help me out and help me understand it. Actually, let me do my spiel and then we can talk about that. That might be fun, right? For me to do the DLC 1 understanding and then let DLC 2... let's avoid DLC 2 and let's see how much I get right. So, blood... Hold on. Blood is what is one of the bases of the painting. Fire staves off the corruption. Fire within the painting staves off the corruption. So you have this world that exists just like the original world. Now, the original Dark Souls 1 world also had corruption, right? We had the corrupted Drake. We had a bunch of the blood creatures.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
Uter, welcome in, man. I'm gonna get back to this, but Uter, welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. So, you have the painted world. The original one existed. It became corrupted as well. We saw that as a hint of what's happening here. In Dark Souls 3, you have this world that is becoming corrupt. Now, you have this unique thing happening in this time period where there are special individuals called Ash. The Ashen Ones are people who tried to light the flame but failed. Now, Frida is an Ashen One. So at some point, Frida... Okay, let's talk about Frida for a second. Frida herself. Frida is the sister of Yuria. They started the Sable Church of Londor? Now, the Sable Church is working against the goals of the gods, right? And so you have the Sable Church that does not want the Oh, shit. So she stayed true to her original intentions, but she transported it to the painted world. I remember a comment or something about her abandoning original goals, but they were modified. So, okay, I got this. Frida, who is connected to Yuria, and originally the Hollows of Londor, their goal is to have an Age of Darkness. Now, something happened with Frida. She was resurrected in the same fashion as us because she's also an Ashen One, which means in her history, she tried to light the fire, but she failed. So she was resurrected. But in her resurrection, because she's Ash now, she changed her mind. Very similar to how we did. Because the universe raised us from our grave to light the fire. But in our story, as the story we've chosen is the Lord of Hollows, we went against that. She also went against her universal destiny, abandoned her goal, and when she abandoned her goal, because of her connection to her sister Yuria... Yuria? Is that right? Is it Yuria? I think it's Yuria, right? Can somebody tell me, is it Yuria? Oh, geez, my camera keeps twisting. I'm sorry, guys. I know that's distracting. I think it's Yuria. I'm pretty sure it's Yuria is her name, right? It's been a bit. So Yuria, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Demetrius. So Yuria, she abandons Yuria's goal, which is an Age of Dark, goes into the painting, has abandoned her original intentions, but also still maintains those principles where she's against the fire. Now, in the fire, or in the painting, she doesn't want the fire to progress, she wants corruption. And so in the real world, you have darkness and light, but in the painting, you have fire and corruption because it's made with blood and souls. And I see a connection there with fire, darkness, and corruption, the blood corrupting. So, Herb Lady. So, you have Frida. Sorry, guys, my nose itches like crazy from that bloody nose today. Frida ends up because she abandoned her goal, doesn't want to reignite the flame, but also doesn't want to have an Age of Dark, is sucked into the painting. Whether it's voluntary or not, she's sucked into the painting. She goes there, and she meets Ariandel. Now, I remember something. Do you remember there's a comment about how... What are the birds' names? Hold on. Let's find it. Let's find this thing. I remember a comment. Maybe it's on a weapon. The Talons? Where are they? There it was. In their infatuation with Sister Frida, the Corvian Knights swore to protect the painting from fire, and to this end, took the execution of their own brethren. Okay, so... we have her. Now, I'm going to look at Velheim in a second, because I know there's a connection to Velheim. She comes here, and she is... It says infatuation. The idea is she's beautiful, right? Now, you have Ariandel, who restored the painting. Wanted the painting to continue. But I think the idea we're supposed to get is she's beautiful and enticing and wants people to be... or uses her beauty to have people become obsessed with her goal. And her goal is not to have an Age of Darkness, but also not to reignite the fire. And she's gone to this place, and the only other option is corruption, right? And so this place begins to corrupt, and she takes her beauty, and she corrupts those within in a similar fashion, where they are become loyal to her goal, which is to not have the fire continue. So in the painting, that equals corruption. So you have Ariandel, who restored the painting, had the intention of having a restored painting, embrace her goal, which is not fire, basically. You never saw appearance as a reason in Souls games? It says infatuation. Infatuation typically has to do with attraction, whether it's a physical attraction or an attraction to character. Either way, they're infatuated with her, right? And I will tell you very purposefully, when you look at that model, like, we joke about it, right? But everybody's like, oh, she's so hot. Like, it's a woman who seems to be graceful. So, Frida comes to the painting. People, for one reason or another... Kuma...
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Kuma, thank you so much for coming by. I'm doing a spiel right now, dude. Welcome in. Okay, thank you so much for bringing your friends. Thank you for trusting them with us. I'm stoked to have you guys here. Welcome in. Guys, if I could get a shout out from my boy Kuma Tori. You came back. Beautiful. I don't know what my boy is playing these days. So, here's the point. Frida abandons her original universal quest of lighting the fire, but also abandons her family quest. She is lost without a reason to do anything, right? She doesn't have anybody backing her anymore.
Amazing.
You're doing talk shows and podcasts. What were you doing tonight, dude? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm really curious. I didn't even know that was Twitch category. So, she comes here, has no allegiances, which is what the painting is for. The painting is for things that have no place in the waking world. So she didn't want to help the Sable Church. She didn't want to reignite the fire. So she comes here because she has no place in the world. Here is dialogue after you go to the painting. It says Frida abandoned the church for the painting after turning to ash. Yeah, so she turns to ash. She's no longer with the Sable Church. She's no longer with. She does not want to light the fire, but she also doesn't want to have a place with her original birth intention from the Sable Church, right? So she has no place. So she comes here, but refuses to do any of those things, which means corruption. Everybody falls in love with her, becomes infatuated with her. Father Ariandel and some of the Corvians. And so they set forth to stop anybody from lighting the flame, right? Frida also bears a pretty strong resemblance to the statues of Velka. That's actually true as well, and those statues are everywhere. And so, here's my thought. She set herself against the fire. To douse the fire, and to protect the painting, and to keep it going by its original source, Ariandel uses that whip to shed his skin, which is why he's so freaking crazy looking, right? He has no skin left on his body, that's why his face is gaunt and, like, zombified. Oh, shit, dude, that's crazy. So he's strapped to that chair. She comes in and whips him, because he says, fetch my whip. So she comes in, douses the fire that is burning in this place. Busta, have a good night. He has a cloak. I don't know if he has... That's interesting. He might have feathers attached to him. That's really interesting. I know he doesn't have skin because that thing says he whips himself and removes his skin and bleeds all over things, right? So he's dousing the flame. He has bird legs? Really? Okay, so there's a Corvian connection. That's interesting to me. Randomly decided to continue your forgotten series you were doing, Pokemon Design
I
Review.
on your door 1,000,000 times, and you laughed at me.
Snap Reflex. I don't know you, but welcome the hell in here. Let's do this. Welcome to the stream, boys. I appreciate you guys being here. So we were Snap Reflex. Thank you so much for your raid. If I can get a shout out for a new friend, Snap Reflex, I'm gonna check your stream out, dude. I appreciate you being here. Welcome in, guys. So we just beat Frida, and I'm kind of summarizing what my understanding of the DLC is. Okay, so you have this painted world that exists, right? And so Frida, who is a similar character to ours, goes to this painted world, having abandoned the quest the universe gave her to reignite the flame, and also having abandoned the church she was in her normal life, right? Assassination, thank you, by the way, for the follow. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, dude. Thank you for being involved in chat. That emote's freaking great, dude. Holy shit, that's rad. Dude, that's so deep fried. I love that. Snap, thank you, man. Yuri, have a great night, dude. Okay, so she goes there. Napalm, thank you, man. So Frida goes there, right? Has no intention to follow through with any of her original responsibilities, whether it's the responsibility the universe gave her, or whether it's the responsibility of her original life. So she corrupts this place. Oof, the great. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, dude. Thank you, guys. She goes there, but oh shit. When we went there originally, Gale referenced a story, right? So we're talking like prophetic stuff. That there were going to be 2 ashes. Okay, is the phrase ember seeketh ash or ash seeketh ember? It's ember seeketh ash, right? Is that what it is? Ariandel seems hard of seeing and extremely knowledgeable of flame. When the ashes are two, a flame alighteth. Thou art ash, and fire befitteth thee, of course. Ash seeketh ember. Okay, it's ash seeketh ember. There's a connection between ember, which is the remains of a flame, right? And so, do you guys remember when we went into Father Ariandel? When we went into Father Ariandel, he started freaking out, right? Because he was like, I see the flame. I see it, I see it, I see it. And he was like, get Frida, get Frida, get the whip. It was our presence that caused the fire to ignite further. And so as we approach it, it begins to ignite. And there was a prophecy that Gale hints at, or talks about, when he met us, that said when there were two ash, when the ashes are two, a flame alighteth. So this is all like prophecy stuff. It's more. That's interesting to me because there's a prophecy that's true despite what we pick in the normal world. And so, without the knowledge, because I'm totally blind on the second DLC, it seems that the universe is still directing our path, right? And still making us do things. Whether we choose flame or not in the real world, we're forced to ignite the flame in the painting according to this story and this prophecy that takes place. So, the other interesting things about this world is there's other creatures and people groups that have no place in the real world. We'll just make mention of them real quick because we're going to look at them later, I think. You have the Game Boy and Big Boy.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
If my wife wasn't asleep, I would like to give you my longest yeah boy ever, which I've never actually attempted. So maybe tomorrow, when my wife and child are awake, I can give you guys my longest yeah boy ever. I would like to make an attempt to see how long I could yeah boy. We should have a yeah boy competition. Yeah. Yeah, boy. I'm not joking, though. I know it seems like I'm joking. But I'm actually not joking. I forgot that didn't have a microphone on it because it's just this stupid camera. Man, I used to use that camera only. Okay, so I'm telling you, we're going to do the longest yeah boy ever tomorrow. So, the two groups of note, right, that we discovered while we were in the painting were... Man, where's my armor at? The followers of Farron, the Farron followers. Now, the interesting thing about them, because the painting is for everybody who doesn't have a place in the waking world. The followers of Farron didn't have a place anymore because their job was to follow the Knights of Farron, or the Farron... Oh my gosh, what's their name? The Undead Legion of Farron. They were supposed to follow them and kill any that gave in to the Abyss. And since these guys in their day conquered and reignited the fire and then went away and gave into the Abyss, but in a centralized place, these guys no longer had a job, so they went there because they had no place in the waking world. Then you have... Where are you? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about Wilhelm, too. Millwood. The Millwood Knights are really interesting because they may or may not be connected. We really need to go look at the... So we're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to go look at the architecture around the corrupted tree and see if it has similarities to the Millwood Knights. Because there's a possibility, we're not convinced totally, but we see a possible connection that possibly the tree that is on all of their icons are actually the corrupted tree. We will look at that tomorrow when we go and do lore. But the ethereal oak may or may not be the corrupted great tree that we see early in the game. That one's enlightening. The bow. We'll check it out. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This is about the dragon, right? That's not the right one. Millwood Knights use these to face their sworn enemy, the Abyss Dragon. Great bow, crafted black oak, specialized great bows. So we're gonna look at that stuff tomorrow. I really want to start this new DLC tonight, but we're gonna look at the Millwood Knights again tomorrow and see if they're connected to it. But they're interesting. We will talk about the Millwood Knights tomorrow, what we know about them when we go and look at the architecture, because there's a lot of similarities between the corrupted tree and them and the story of that. Did the blood sustain the flame somehow or another? No, the blood doused the flame. Also, the little girl who is painting a new world has been there the whole time, or no, she hasn't, I don't think. We're going to learn more about her from the next DLC. I'm 100% convinced. I'm blind on the next DLC, guys. As big of a Souls guy as I've been, I had a child during the time this last DLC came out, and so I'm stoked to do it. So for those of you who have been with our channel for the last year, and we've been known for doing lore stuff with Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1, we're about to enter into new territory for me, and I'm really excited about it because this is going to be super unique content to our channel. Is we are going to do a blind lore through this stuff, which means I'm really going to dig in hard. And it's going to change my whole understanding of this game. The only other person that we know from this is we have Wilhelm. And Wilhelm, let's see, this is a Hollow Knight who served the Three Sisters. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So he served the Sable Church. He was loyal, but he wasn't loyal to the Sable Church. He was loyal to Frida, and he follows Frida in. Oh shit, that's interesting. Where's his helmet? Does it say anything else? Black Helm of Wilhelm, Knight of Londor. A nice fit for any lean hollow. Okay, so we just know that he was like super connected, right? You can't for Jerry to never beat half the bosses. Me too. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's anything to buy, and then we're gonna start. Do I have a YouTube? I do. I'm actually about to start uploading again to it. I kind of failed at it hard, but I have big boy. I do have, for anybody who's interested, it's on Twitch too, but if you go to the YouTube, there's a couple things on the YouTube. I have our lore basic summary of Bloodborne. Now that's about I think it's an hour and a half. I think it's an hour and a half of Bloodborne basics, as in not characters, but an explanation of the universe, the connection to the works of Lovecraft, and the story of Berserk, and the influences in that game, and the universe, and what we're supposed to understand about it. We did a really good job as a community on Bloodborne, and so that's on our YouTube. It's probably, let me see if there's a link to it here. If we write YouTube, let's see. Hey, there it is. Yeah, you can go there. But I also have I have some content on there that's pretty old. I need to do an updated one that talks about streaming and being in a relationship with my wife during the process of streaming and how it's affected her. It's kind of it's pretty open, and we're gonna record a new one in the next couple weeks to give you guys an update in the progress in our lives as a married couple and how we've grown closer through my commitment to the family and work and streaming. But check out our YouTube. You'll see some more stuff on there real soon. Let's see if there's anything to buy. And then we're going to start this DLC, guys. This is all completely new to me. Is there anything else I can get here that I couldn't before? I'm generally blind. Ordained. How late are we going? Probably till 2. I'm really excited about this DLC, guys. So if you're having a good time and want to get to know us, and now that we're finally past a boss that took us 2 days to beat, jeez. Make sure you throw us a follow so that tomorrow when I start at 9 p.m., we can actually go through and do story stuff. Garva Frida, Sister of the Painted World. I guess I should have read this before I went on spiel. After renouncing everything, figured, Frida discovered a people that she wished to protect. Oh! And assumed the precise form that... Wait. Assumed the precise form they yearned for? No, that's the best waifu right there. He's just gonna he's gonna get just as stuck in the DLC on the DLC's first boss. Oh, that's great. Dude, yeah, she's wearing Velka shit. You're right. Because they worship Velka in the paintings. We saw that in the first game, right? In Dark Souls 1. Oh, shit. Hidden beneath her light blue dress are the trousers of a swordsman. Oh, wow. That's a really interesting item. Really? So that speaks about her origins. Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, to them it'd be like Jesus coming back. Absolutely. I remember you commenting that earlier. Wow. Okay, dude, I'm pretty impressed with that. That's cool. By the way, I think Gundir's my favorite character in this game. As far as visually where he's at, I think Gundir's it for me. If anybody was curious. I get her weapon? No, I didn't bother getting her weapon because I'm a luck build.
Be sure to bring.
Alright, guys. We're gonna start this. We're gonna play it for a little bit, probably till 2 a.m. Pacific. Talk about the Slave Knights. I haven't yet. I only know Gale. I don't know anything about the Slave Knights. I did read the weapon, yeah. Okay. Look at that guy. Did I find... Oh, I did. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look at that, Demetrius. I didn't talk about the Slave Knights. You're right, thank you. I forgot that there was a whole set for Slave Knights. Where is it? There it is. Okay. A cloth hood issued to Slave Knights, colored red to... Oh! Colored red to vibrantly signify their stature. Long ago, only the undead served as slave knights. Warriors used as fodder in the bleakest battles. Okay, so more recently, others serve as slave knights, not just the undead. They grew decrepit, their skin charred black and their bones twisted. Eventually, they went outright mad, but were never relieved from duty. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, the armor's really ugly. Did we do it serious? Oh, you want to see us? Here. Yeah, I'll get naked for you for a second. There's no real beards in this game, unfortunately. So, I mean, we didn't go crazy or anything. Yeah, we just made me as close as possible. Damn it, the Millwood stuff's so cool, dude. Okay, there we go. Well, guys, looks too tall. Dude, have you heard about how tall I am? Look at this. I'm enormous. The entirety of the Ring City is a complex puzzle full and has so many implications. The first boss is as hard as Frida, but oh, the possibilities. I'm excited, guys. Let me equip a shield again. Not that that's gonna help me much, right? We were running a small leather shield, just in case we felt like parrying. But it all comes down to how people play. I'm excited. There's a mod for better facial hair. Really? I don't even know what the first boss is, guys. Okay, so we need to go to Sister Frida. Alright, guys. This is where I've never been before. I'm really excited to do this. We're not going to do this too long tonight. We're going to do this tomorrow. Oh, jeez.